So right now is the best time to grow your business with content. And I know everyone says that, but I actually mean it. I genuinely mean it. I study content literally all day, literally what gets attention, what gets leads, what gets sales. And I've noticed 5 different shifts over the course of the past 2 years, especially after taking multiple masterclasses and masterminds and whatnot, that business owners are actually using in order to grow their business faster than normal. So to make sure that I wasn't just guessing, I basically started implementing these things into my content and the content to my clients that were basically running service-based businesses in the background around these shifts and applying them to everything that they do. And the result is basically more inbound DMs, more book calls, more leads with less stress. And it's not a hack. It's basically a new era, which is awesome. So in this video, I'm going to basically describe and break down 5 different shifts that make content feel like easy mode in 2026, especially if you're not trying to be an influencer, you're just trying to get more customers. So let's get into it. But before we do that, if you would love to learn more about making content for your business overall, for all my entrepreneurs out there trying to be content creators but not trying to be influencers, to make more customers come through the door, please like and subscribe to the channel and to this video. I really do appreciate it. So number 1, retention editing is dying. So what does that mean? So you know that loud, that chaotic retention editing style that is basically have been run over all over 2025, to be quite honest with you, like the crazy zooms, the screaming captions, the constant effects. People are basically tired of it, especially me. So the winners right now feel a lot more calmer and clearer, more like a conversation. This is essentially what I learned from Ryan McGinn, who basically does content for a bunch of different people like Cody Sanchez, Modern Wisdom, and a bunch of other people as well. Some of the people that we watch on a consistent basis every single day. And what I've noticed is that like the amount of editing catered towards one specific video doesn't necessarily make the video better. If anything, they're basically doing little to no editing for all these people in order to get millions of views online. So here's why it matters for you as the business owner, right? Editing doesn't necessarily get you customers, clarity does. So a tactical move that you could do here is essentially cut out dead time, but stop trying to entertain with the edit. Speak like you're helping one specific person more so than anything else, especially when literally determining your ICP, your ideal customer profile, or your ideal avatar, however you want to spell it. And one thing that's absolutely stupid important is becoming better at communicating from practice. And how do you do that? Just basically by filming content and getting better at stressing your ideas on a consistent basis over time, because you can literally just cut out the dead space by just being clear with how you communicate. And on top of that, make the first 15 seconds of your YouTube video or any video that you make very clean and direct, because we want to make sure that we're actually operating every single video with intention rather than just randomly posting just because we feel like it's an important post. All right, so number 2, value is the whole video now. I don't care what anybody says. The shift that has changed my content more so than anything is essentially that value matters more than ever. When the edit gets quieter, meaning like you literally spend less time on the edit overall, the message has to get louder. So then what does that mean? If your idea is weak, then your video is weak. No brainer, right? So value, at least what I mean by value, I don't mean necessarily motivation. I basically mean something that someone can actually use by the end of your video, no matter what. So here's the rule. Every video that you create should have one clear outcome, meaning after this video, you'll know how to make better content or what to post this week. After this video, you'll know how to write a hook sequence that works for you and for your business that gets leads. After this video, you'll know exactly what to say on camera. If your video doesn't do that, then basically it's just content. It's not marketing. Step number 3, niche is rewarded harder now. So more so than anything else, niche wins bigger now because platforms has gotten way better at audience matching. More so than anything else. It's like social media platforms are matchmakers and they just know exactly what you're trying to look at specifically. And I think this mainly came from the dawn of TikTok and how it came about like 5 years ago. But if the right person likes one of your videos, the platform tries to show them your next one, which is awesome. But that only works if your content is consistent and specific, if that makes sense. So instead of just business tips overall, you want something tighter, like content that gets local service business leads, or content for realtors that want sellers, or content for accountants who want creators. Or if anything, if you're trying to get more leads for your specific service, it'd be like content for people who are looking for the new place to eat in a specific city. Content for people, for realtors who are basically looking for a loan officer, or content for people who don't know anything about finances and they need an accountant. But you get it, you know what I'm saying? So the tactical move here is essentially develop a super duper niche. So what does that mean? So it's essentially not just real estate, right? If you're a real estate agent, you're essentially more like making content for buyers in LA who need confidence to act, if that makes sense. Or if you're selling marketing, you're not just marketing. It's more like you're creating content systems for owners who hate posting, because depth is essentially where the money is. Now, number 4, consistency is a multiplier, not a cliche. And consistency also matters more now than ever as well, because, and it's not because the algorithm likes it, it's because when your niche is tight, when your consistency gives the platform more data to match you with the right people, the algorithms are happy. So people are also really distracted. They also need more reps to remember you, especially when trying to be on top of mind. So one thing that you could do immediately if you want the fastest path is literally just do a 30-day sprint where you post the same type of video for the same audience, solving the same problem over and over and over. So that way you become the person for that specific problem, if that makes sense. And the last thing is the modern content stack that basically prints money, or trust rather. So you have to understand that I usually drop this into 3 different formats. It's short form, long form, and email newsletters. The reason why I say this is because short form has worked really well for me and for my clients, especially since I had a short form organic content agency. So you have to understand that short form gets attention plus generates conversations. On Instagram and on TikTok, more so than ever, people are making more business happen within DMs with literally automation softwares like Go High Level or ManyChat, which hopefully in another video I will literally teach you guys about, in order to generate more leads. However, more often than not, you could always refer them to another place like a landing page or whatever it is, which brings me to my next point, which is essentially long form. Long form builds depth and sales, because subscribers on YouTube are way more trustworthy in comparison to the followers that you get on short form overall. So then my thing for you is that if you're trying to make money and you're trying to build depth based off of the topics that you're talking about on short form, long form is your best bet. However, if you're trying to generate those conversations to eventually lead them to a lead funnel where they can actually give you their money for whatever it is that you're trying to sell, then that's great too. Now, email is more so the king of essentially getting the warmest leads possible, because it builds trust plus drives traffic. More so than anybody else, like every single marketer on the planet that I know always talks about creating their own specific email list. And if you don't have an email list, you might as well let people know that you're already creating one and then send people over there either through developing lead magnets or any other methods that you probably learn here online. But that's the point. Essentially, short form is attention plus generating conversations. Long form is building depth and sells, and email builds trust and drives traffic, if that makes sense. The tactical move that you could do with all these 3 is essentially pick one and just be very aggressive about it. For me, it was short form. I recommend short form because it's like it's the lowest barrier to entry overall. And the goal is essentially, once you start to develop traction on short form, you can generate traffic on long form and newsletters or emails. So that way it all becomes one connected system to whatever it is that you're trying to offer. So the way that it looks, it would be shorts, goes to YouTube, goes to emails, goes to offer, if that makes sense. And that's essentially your pipeline. So let's just be honest. You want content because you want to make more revenue, and that's okay. And that's great. I don't mind talking about that. However, going viral is cool, but targeted plus trusted is what pays. So when you go niche, deliver real value, stay consistent, you attract people who already want you to sell, then you already have a really great situation for you, especially with just making videos online, which is kind of crazy, right? So just to recap, here are the 5 different shifts that you need to take into consideration. You gotta have simpler editing, so that way you can actually just focus on the value that you're providing into the next video, which brings me to the next point, which essentially you have to make sure that you're providing higher value in your videos more so than ever, which then brings me to my next thing is like, once you're providing higher value and you have simpler edits for all of your videos, you have to make sure you have a tighter niche where you're speaking to one specific person every single video. Then after that, in order to scale this to the moon, more consistency is your best friend. If that means like a 30-day shift or a 30-day push in order to make videos every single day, then do that, my friend. And the last thing is taking ownership of this content stack. Like I said, you can start on short form, then transition to long form, and then also email newsletters. However, if you want to pick one or the other, like YouTube or anything like that, you can. Just know that you're going to have to develop a lot of different skills in addition to the stuff that you would have to do anyway on short form. So that's why I always recommend short form. But if you want content that actually brings you customers more so than anything else, come to my Saturday content Q&A webinar that I literally have every single week by clicking the first link in the description, and literally just bring your business, bring your questions, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to post and why. And hopefully you'll be able to make more business with just making videos online. Thank you so much. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I put videos out like this every single day and you don't want to miss them. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.